All right, this is Math 87, Lesson 90, page 546. Please be there. Okay, first example on we're going to do mixed number coefficients and negative coefficients. Okay, page 547. Now, first of all, a coefficient. What is a coefficient? So if I have 3x equals 7, this is a coefficient, this is a variable. This is a coefficient, this is a variable. This is the whole number. This is the thing that varies, the thing we don't know. Okay, this is a whole number coefficient. Okay, the way I get rid of this is I ask myself, you say self, what's the operation? How are these two connected between the 3 and the x, the coefficient and the variable? The answer is they're right next to each other, it's multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So to get rid of this 3, to get it away from the x, I want to get x by itself, I'm going to divide this side by 3. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I have 1x. X is by itself. If I divide by 3 here, I have to divide by 3 here. So my answer is 7 over 3. I never invert this. I always take this. Okay, I'm taking this over to here. I'm taking this number over to here. All right? So this lesson is mixed number coefficients and negative coefficients. I don't like that pen. All right, mixed number coefficients. So I have 2 and 1/2 x equals 6. All right, this whole thing is the coefficient. This is the variable. This is the answer. I want to get the x by itself. What's with the x is 2.5 right here. These are connected by multiplication. It's 2.5 times x. So to get rid of this 2.5, I have to divide by it. So to divide by a fraction, I have to first make this improper. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, over 2, x equals 6. All right, you have to listen to me here because where you're going to make mistakes, where people make the mistakes, or most people make mistakes, is they invert the wrong side of this thing. You get the right answer upside down, which is wrong. All right, I want to get the x by itself. I want to get this by itself. I want to get rid of this. These two are connected by multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So to get rid of the 5/2, I want to divide by 5 over 2. If I divide by 5/2 over here, I want to divide by 5 over 2. When you divide by a fraction, you invert and multiply. So over here, you have 5 over 2 times 2 over 5. These all cross cancel. They're all ones, not nothings. This cross cancels. We have x equals. Over here, we have 6 over 1 divided by 5 over 2. So I'm going to invert and multiply. Okay, I'm going to multiply by 2 over 5, like this. So the answer is going to be, let's get rid of some of this stuff here so we can see what they're doing here. Okay, that's going to be 12 over 5. So x equals 12/5. Or if you are OCD and you have to do this, it's 2 and 2/5. I don't care. This is a fine answer. All right? So mixed number coefficients. To get rid of them, you're going to multiply, you're going to divide by the mixed number. When you divide by a mixed number, you invert and multiply. You have to make it an improper fraction, invert and multiply. Let's look at another example here. 2.5y equals some other number over here, 1 7/8. All right, since I know I'm multiplication, I'm going to divide. Before I do anything, I'm going to make everything improper. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, 5 over 2y equals 8 plus 7 is 15 over 8. Now listen to me. You're not going to do anything with this. You're not going to invert this. It's always this side over here. To get rid of this, this is multiplication. I want to divide. When I divide by a fraction, I invert and multiply. So I'm going to invert this to this side. I'm going to take this 5/2, I'm going to turn it over times 2 over 5. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to multiply it by 2 over 5. Everything cross cancels, 1, 1, 1, 1. I have y by itself. The y is gone. I mean, not the y is gone, the number's gone. Over here, before we multiply, we want to cross cancel and reduce. 5 goes in here once, goes in here 3 times. 2 goes in here once, goes in here 4 times. Y equals 3 over 4. All right? Mixed number coefficients. Now, the other thing we have that you cannot allow to bother you, because you know the process, and you're so smart and wonderful and brave, and except for a couple of you, good looking, is negative coefficients. Negative 2/3 x equals some other number over here. 4 over 5. And again, you're not going to ever do anything with this. This does not get inverted. It doesn't. Way too many people invert this. It's not what happened. I want to get rid of this number right here. This is what's with the x, okay? So I'm going to, since it's multiplication, I'm going to divide. I'm going to divide by negative 2/3. When you divide by a fraction, you invert and multiply. So what I'm going to multiply by over here is negative 3/2. All right, does that make sense? What I'm going to multiply over here, if you need to do this in your head, is going to be negative 3 over 2. Okay, this is multiplication. These all cross cancel. Negative times negative is a positive. So all I have left over here now is my little puppy dog right here, x. Over here, I have a multiplication problem. There's one negative sign. Therefore, my answer is what? Positive or negative? No, you're wrong. It's negative, okay? Now, forget about the negative. Is there anything we can cross cancel? Wait, the 2 goes in here once, it goes in here twice. That's it. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. X equals negative 6 over 5. Don't forget to take the negative with it, okay? And invert the thing, the fraction that is with the x, not the answer side. Invert the fraction that's with the x, with the variable, okay? Practice and evens on these. Watch your negative signs.